This video contains content that may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. The black residents in Georgia can rest easy for the time being, as the three murdering stooges are locked safely away in jail. I am wondering how long will it take for the rest of the team to be apprehended. The masterminds, they had employers, because McMichael, he was not qualified to pack a gun. So even the day that he went after Mr. Arbery, he was not supposed to have that gun, because he didn't have the qualifications to carry a gun. As old Roddy's attorney tries to find a way to get him out of jail, I kind of looked up on Mr. Gough. And Gough has had his problems as well inside the courtroom, especially as a public defender. Gough is an old, seasoned racist. When I look at him, how he dresses, he like some racist out of the Teddy Roosevelt days. I mean, this guy is a real racist. And he's going to try to use his old country, redneck, backwood tactics to get his old buddy Roddy out. But it won't work.
His name is William Bryan, who goes by the name Roddy. While it was Bryan who recorded the video on February 23rd, the day of the shooting, this week an Atlanta news station reports that it was Gregory McMichael who actually shared the video with that Georgia radio station.
Now, one of the things Counselor Gough kept saying is that Roddy and the McMichaels did not know each other. But if they didn't know each other, how did the McMichaels end up with the video that was shot by Roddy?
Brunswick attorney Alan Tucker had told News4Jax that he is the one who released it to the public, but now the TV station says Tucker says it was McMichael who released it to clear up rumors circulating in the community.
Again, if Bryan Jr. and the McMichaels did not know each other, why would Bryan Jr. turn the video over to the McMichaels? I mean, I would keep that myself. I don't know this guy. Why would I turn the video over to him and he just shot somebody? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Bryan's attorney, Kevin Gough, spoke outside the Glenn County Courthouse last night, as you heard there. He says his client is innocent of any crime and voluntarily submitted to a polygraph test.
If he didn't do anything wrong and don't think he's committed any crimes, why was he taking a polygraph test? Why even take a test at all if I didn't do anything wrong? And what is taking a polygraph test going to prove? Because it is not admissible in court. But these country rednecks, they got some up their country sleeves.
Polygraph tests are generally inadmissible in Georgia courts.
I knew that, but this old country redneck counselor is going to try to just distract the courts with a bunch of gibberish.
But Bryan's attorney says the results could be used to consider whether to charge his client with a crime. Gough says he's shared the results with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation.
Now, you know, down here in Georgia, every holiday we kill a Negro. And if Mr. Bryan Jr. said he didn't do it, he didn't do it. By God, he's even taken a polygraph test, and he's passed it. But you won't let him out of jail. This ain't fair. Most people were wondering why Counselor Gough was requesting for a speedy trial. But this is something that Gough has always done. This is one of his tactics. One of these redneck country backwood flim-flam tactics. But we way ahead of everybody, and it won't work. And I'm hoping that they do have a change of venue, because how can Mr. Ahmaud Arbery get a fair trial in that town?
And a judge from outside Glynn County has been appointed to preside over the trial of the two men now charged with Arbery's murder. That's after all five judges in the legal circuit where Arbery was killed recused themselves. So far, no court hearings have been scheduled.
You know, it is just downright disrespectful the way Counselor Gough tries to portray this bum, Brian Jr., as some innocent person that committed no crimes, just happened to be there. You're right. He's in the right place now, in jail.
My name is Kevin Gough. I represent Roddy Bryan, a witness to the tragic death of Ahmaud Arbery. Mr. Bryan has committed no crime and bears no criminal responsibility in his death. Roddy passed a polygraph examination that effectively exonerates him of any criminal responsibility in this matter.
That polygraph does not exonerate Mr. Brian Williams, because a polygraph test is not admissible in court. Like I say, man, this old country bum here, he's going to try to use every type of country stupid tactic. That's why I hope that they take it out of some other county, because I don't think that Mr. Arbery will get a fair trial in that particular Ku Klux Klan county.
Notwithstanding the arrest of Mr. Bryan, however, and the hardship that he and his family must now endure.
See, that's the arrogance of these racist-ass white people. He had the nerve and the gall to utter those damn words. What the hell did his family have to go through? What about the family of Arbery? We don't have to talk about this man. They got to bury this young man. Their life is shattered. While this punk is just facing jail time, he gets to live. But as I say, that's what these racists do. And that's why, because of words like this, it's going to cause a lot of you racists to get your asses fucked up.
Roddy and I remain sympathetic to the Arbery family.
Exactly how are you being sympathetic to the family of the Arbery's? You hear the tape, you spread it around with your other racist Ku Klux Klan friend. So I don't see this sympathy that you're talking about. Only words. And you know what the Native Americans say about the white man and his words? White man speaks with forked tongue.
And to their quest for justice for their son. From day one, Mr. Bryan has fully cooperated with law enforcement officers investigating this matter. He has never wavered in that regard. There are few things more difficult for a criminal defense lawyer to do, especially in Southeast Georgia, than to put trust in a prosecutor and police officer that one has never met or even spoken with. Without going into detail, as these matters may need to be addressed by motion at the appropriate time, it feels like that trust has been broken.
Broken trust. Man, as I say, this man has hell of a nerves with the words that he speaks, because, hey, what about the broken trust that we have in you and your racist-ass people?
As the old saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
I'm glad that you know how this saying goes, because we would never, ever be fooled by you and your kind ever, ever again. That's why we're saying, hey, you can play around with this trial if you want to, but, hey, we are watching.
In response to the statement made by GBI Director Vic Reynolds this morning, with all due respect, from our perspective, it feels like the only thing that has changed since February 23rd or May 8th with respect to Roddy Bryan are the changing political winds. But we will not rush to judgment. While we may disagree strongly about several things, we have great respect for the District Attorney Joyette Holmes and GBI Director Vic Reynolds. We share their belief that this case be tried in the courts rather than courts of public opinion.
Yes, because in the courts, they still go along with racist white people. But in the opinions of the people, we know that, hey man, this should not have happened, and the McMichaels and those DAs should be in prison.
Following their lead, we will not be disclosing evidence in this matter to the media.
Oh, you mean like the evidence you disclosed of Roddy Bryan Jr.'s girlfriend working down at the courthouse? That type of evidence? Okay, we got you.
Nor will we respond to the seemingly endless stream of false and misleading information put out there.
Like the misleading information that you put out of him taking some polygraph test and that's supposed to exonerate him? That type of misleading information?
However, there are several things that need to be said. First, we agree with the Arbery family that justice delayed is justice denied. And I will not sit idly by as my client is held in lockdown for his own personal safety 23 hours a day in a tightly confined space.
I'm really starting to believe that white people do need a course in sensitivity. He's hollering about the damn space that this punk is going to be in. But what about the space that Mr. Arbery is in now? A coffin. Does he want that much space?
For the next 18 months, he will not survive.
I mean, at this point, who really gives a fuck whether he survives or not? We're hoping and praying that he don't. In a way, I do hope he survives so somebody in jail can kick him in his ass. But, hey, if he should go on and fall dead right now, that's a good consolation prize.
He will lose his house. He will lose his car. He will lose everything unless released on bond.
That's where you fucked up right there. As many black people I know that have lost their homes, cars, families from being incarcerated. This punk better suck it up. And your punk ass better suck it up too. The nerve of you, man. This man Gough, he needs his fucking ass kicked. Now that really pissed me the hell off. Worrying about this man losing his goddamn house and this young man lost his fucking life. Fuck your house.
Accordingly, we are this day filing a constitutional demand for speedy trial.
D9, cracker. It is not going to be a speedy trial. We're going to drag it out. We're going to let all the evidence come out. So you want to hurry up before some more evidence come out. But we know that there are other cameras. There are other witnesses. Maybe somebody else has been accosted by these three stooges. And it is all going to come out. So your request for a speedy trial has been denied.
As a solo practitioner without so much as a secretary, this case poses a great many challenges. I have expressed those concerns to Mr. Bryan. I have assured him, however, that we will be ready for trial by July 4th.
This fool don't even have a damn secretary. Boy, Bryan Jr., you really fucked up. You know that? Whoever recommended this damn attorney to you must really hate you.
Independence Day. To that end, I have promised him that we will go ahead and start filing motions on his behalf, notwithstanding the current judicial emergency. He has my word that I will complete and file at least one motion each day on his behalf until that process is complete. We expect to be ready to hear motions by June 12th.
See that little town that you folks are used to running Mayberry there? That's what you do over there. You run your town, you say what's going to happen. We're going to do it this day. And by God, we're going to do it that day. But hey, you dealing with big city folks. We don't do it like that. We don't do it your way. We're going to do it the proper way. And we're going to properly dissect your little racist town. We're going to tear it down.
Second, We also agree with the Arbery family that this case should proceed forward despite the pandemic. These are challenging times, to be sure, and the risks are very real. But the indefinite suspension of the right to trial by jury would be contrary to our Constitution. We understand that the March term grand jury was in fact impaneled and stands ready to hear this case. We expect that they will have a great many questions about the handling of this case by the police and prosecutors alike, as well as the shooting itself. The grand jury room is too small for social distancing, but the jury assembly room just down the hall is quite large. If it would help expedite matters and assist the Honorable District Attorney Joyette Holmes, Mr. Bryan may even be willing to waive presentation of his case to the grand jury and proceed on accusation. In fact, we could even go a step further. We don't need to spend weeks picking a jury in this case. Why don't we just agree right now to go ahead and take the first 12 jurors out of the box?
We know your redneck ass would love that. The first 12 Klansmen to come out the box. I volunteer. See, because, hey man, that shit is not gonna work. Counselor Gough, we're hip to you. We know that town is full of nothing but damn racists. Why would we even let that damn trial go in that town? Because we know that the deck is stacked against the Arbery's. You must take us for a bunch of fools.
Roddy and I are quite comfortable with having this case tried this summer by the good people of Glenn County.
Again, the hell you preach. I know you would like to have in your little county where you can have the deck stacked against the Arbery's with all of your Klansmen friends. But that's not happening. That's what you want. But we have that game plan, sir. This is the year 2000. You people have been living in the dark ages. You refuse to come out the 40s. But we're going to bring your ass back up to the new millennium and let you see what's really happening. And what's happening is, people like you, sir, your days are numbered. You're going down. You're just as racist as the damn McMichaels and everyone else in that damn racist ass town. And that town really needs to be torn down. I've heard about the problems that was going on in that county, in the jail system, in the court system, the DAs. Hey, we've already heard about it. So, hey, this is the age of Aquarius, the awakening. People are awake to this bullshit that's been going on. Some of us already know. But you have some people that have been living in that damn matrix, and since their toys have been taken away from them recently, they are able to see what the hell is going on. And especially with us black people. And you are trying to push black people off the planet. And that just ain't happening, sir. See, what you racists don't realize is all of those things that you and your ancestors have done to my people, hey man, it's finna come back on you. It's not about, man, if y'all don't stop, it's just too late. The handwriting is on the wall. And the shit didn't hit the fan. The things our grandparents was not strong enough or able to do, we are strong enough and we are able, and we are going to do it. We saw the mistakes that our grandparents made, and we're not going to make those damn mistakes. We saw how our grandparents were made to bow down, and we're not bowing down. You might get us because there are a few coons amongst us that likes to live around you, and you getting them. But sooner or later, those damn coons going to wake up too. And then when that happens, sir, your ass is grass. People are already upset with this social distancing, loss of jobs, lack of funds. Hey man, people are already on the edge. And we are hurting for what happens to black people from around the world. When we see one of us getting killed in this manner, we get pissed off. And, as I say, this is going to be one hot summer. And if that ruling goes as I think it will go, to whereas these McMichaels and Bryan Jr. and these DAs get off lightly, America's going to be tore up this summer. I predict that, and the handwriting on the wall shows that black people are tired. They are angry. They are not getting what they're asking for. You know, all black people want is the right to govern their own lives, to not be harassed and fucked with. But only thing these racists is giving us is war.